Good day! My name is NICHOLE BETITO of Grade 4 Ipil-Ipil from Santa Caterina Elementary School, Caloocan City, under my science teacher, Mr. Harley B. Corsiga. My home-based collaboration video project is a Siyensikula entitled Float and Sink. Let's learn about float and sink. Why do ships float? Good question. It's because of buoyancy. Buoyancy means something's ability to float in a water or air or other liquid. Watch this.
A ship has a long and wide base due to which the amount and the weight of water displaced by it increases. Now, according to Archimedes' principle, the buoyant force is equal to the weight of displaced liquid. Hence, as the weight of displaced water increases, the buoyant force, that is, the upward force exerted by the water, increases, making the ship float.
Have you ever tossed a coin into the wishing well? Or maybe you like to float in a pool? Either way, you probably found that not all objects act the same way when they're in the water. Some things sink right into the bottom, and other things float right into the top. Why does that happen? What are some other things that float and sink in the water? Let's do an experiment. These are the materials that we need. A container with water, a leaf, a rubber ball, a coin, a big rock, and a small rock. Let's start with this. What is this? Yeah, it's a leaf. Do you think it will sink or float? What is your prediction? Let's try it and see. It's floating. Wow! Next we have two rocks. I have a big rock and a small rock. Do you think these rocks will sink or float? Okay, let's start with the big rock first. It sunk to the bottom very fast. What do you think will happen to the little rock? Will it sink too? It sunk very fast too. The big rock and the small rock both sunk. Next we have a rubber ball. Do you think it will sink or float? It's floating. Next we have a coin. Do you think it will sink or float? I think it will sink. I was right. It sank. Always remember, learning is fun. Science is fun. This is NICHOLE BETITO. Nimo.Quadnan Habit. Bye! Float, sink. Float, sink. Let's explore, let's find out what sinking and floating is all about. Come and join me, let's find out. Will it sink or float? Sink, sink, sink. Float, float, float. We've explored, we've found out what sinking and floating is all about. Come on, let's all shout out. We know what is sink or float. Sinking and floating, sinking and floating. We know what it's all about, so why don't you try it out?